The John Lovitz Comedy Network proudly presents Riffing with Owen Benjamin.
Hello, everybody. That's actually Roy playing the cello. His
Is that how you
invisible
hold
cello. You hold the cello like this.
Okay, well, I play it black style.
Nice. I'm here with my very good friend and castmate on Sullivan and Son, Roy Wood Jr. It's great having you here, buddy.
Thank you for having us.
We are here.
Good times.
Yeah, we're here on Riffing with Owen Benjamin, and it's called Riffing because it's one of the only shows that combines comedy and music. We can talk about whatever we want. We can play whatever we want. We can get deep in that riff.
Now, explain to me the logo before anything. Explain to me the logo of the bear holding a salmon and some flowers. Is this a bear coming over to fuck? And he's it's brought like some food and said, "Look, babe, I'm sorry for."
I mean, it kind of sums up men, specifically me, but I think a lot of men. If it was a black bear, it'd be you, but it's it's a lighter bear. If it was
I'm brown. I can be grizzly or Kodiak. I could pass.
Bro, you are a black bear.
I'm not fucking Wesley Snipes' black bear. You're disrespectful.
Okay, there are blacker people in the world.
Should be called disrespectful with Owen.
There are blacker people in the world, but there's not that many of them. That being said,
why would you be the brown bear? You could be a polar bear. You're white.
I know. I'm saying I could be a polar bear, but that bear, has a little bit of a tan.
So it's to represent all races. So it's a racially
Yeah, exactly. I'm racially ambiguous. Yeah, like you are a little lighter than a lot of other black people. Like back in the day, your ancestors might have spent a little time in the big house.
Negro. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and say it there 12 years.
Yeah.
I understand.
Because I never realized that until Leslie was on our show.
Big Leslie, now
Leslie
writer
Jones,
on SNL.
now writer on SNL. And I didn't even realize that black people differentiate themselves between house and field.
Well, they did back in the day.
No, but even you guys were like, oh, I can't do quotes because I've acknowledged the fact that the N-word is...
Are you saying I call Leslie Jones a field nigga when she
was
on a TV set?
No, you guys were calling other people a house.
Yeah, but it's hard to explain that in the context. It's hard to explain the context of that conversation on this podcast.
I know. It was not a disrespectful thing, but you guys told me that... I had no idea that I just thought there was black people and white people, and apparently there's white people, black people, and then there's the house and the field.
Yeah, black people... You're a racist. You're a racist, huh?
Yeah, racist.
Yeah, racist. It's like if you go on Instagram, there's like an onslaught of black people posting memes against light-skinned black people.
I know. What's up with that?
It's hilarious.
And by the way, the blacker the girl, the more they try and make their hair straight.
I don't know.
So it's like always it's very confusing to me. And this is another thing that's been confusing with me now that we're on the racial tip. Okay. Is I think it's okay to make fun of the white race a lot more than the black race. I'll tell you an experience I had recently. I was at a club, and a black girl came up to me, beautiful black girl, and she was like, damn, you're fine for a white boy.
For a white boy.
For a white boy. So then I was like, jokingly, I go, you talk quietly for a black girl.
Oh, no.
And she was like, oh, no, you didn't. And I was like, well, now you're not talking quietly anymore. and my point was... She was implying white people are ugly.
By saying...
But you are fine for a white person. That's like,
Yeah, because if you say for a, then
like
it's
you're
understood.
tall for a dwarf.
Yeah, it's like saying all dwarfs are short, but you're tall for a dwarf.
Yeah, you're a tall dwarf. And I'm like, listen, I get it. You're more attracted to other races, but you don't have to make this a racial thing.
Yeah.
And I think talking softly isn't that offensive. It's like, they know they bring heat. Black women can be loud.
Yeah, but you can't say it because you're white. How dare you?
I know, but see, it's like, where's that coming from?
I know, girl.
Okay, before I get a lot of heat from Al Sharpton and the guys. No, but I'm into it. I like the conversation though, because as a white person, you always need to know where to stand. Like for example, black people time. You want to talk about it?
What, CP time?
Yeah, like today what time is our podcast?
We were supposed to start this
40 minutes ago.
40 minutes ago. We were supposed to start this and CP time hit me. And it's not
What's CP time mean again?
Colored people time.
Colored people time.
It means that we run generally 30 to 45 minutes late. I am sorry for how can I put this? Feeding that stereotype. You want to know the most embarrassed I ever was for being late? Was our first day of production for Sullivan and Son.
Right.
Season 1. I show up for a table read. And for the listener to understand this, like, imagine your first day of work at your dream job and your boss is there Your boss's bosses are there.
Right. And by the way, our bosses are like
Every
Vince Vaughn and Pete Billingsley. Like
boss
iconic.
above them
Yeah.
is there. And you walk in 45 minutes
And
late.
and you're the only black person.
Literally the only. No, the one exec.
Oh no, we also have.
exec.
Yeah, there's a few black people.
But only black person.
Oh, and by the way,
cast.
Asians are even more prompt than white people. They're there 20 minutes early.
I'd say an hour.
Like Koreans are really,
Yoga and shit.
really like on time.
Can air kung fu.
Yeah, like white people show up on time. Asians are there 20 minutes early with, doing calculus homework.
Is that racist of me to say you're on time? You're pretty late for an Asian. Like, what if I said that?
No, that's good. I like that. But yeah, you show up super late. And what was the reason?
The reason was that it was a flight. I had a flight issue coming out of Boston, but it doesn't matter. You shouldn't have put yourself in a position to have a flight issue.
Right.
And by being late, it's just he's black. He's late. Like no one's gonna go, well, I wonder what the fuck happened, and it's just not like I had no reputation. So like after that, I became hell bent on being on like just defeat the black stereotype.
Right.
And the closest I've come to being late is being on time, which still freaks people out.
Wasn't there a second late time? You were late another time.
But it wasn't blatant like that. It
And
wasn't
you
45
missed
minutes.
planes.
It wasn't 40. That's
You
a
missed
separate.
planes.
That's a separate conversation.
Because we toured together.
We're talking strictly in terms of job. We're talking on set, missing shit on set, where people
Roy and
are
I
counting on you to show
right.
up.
No, you're on time a lot. Like as black people go, you're phenomenal.
What is that? Oh, so what you trying to say?
Yeah, CP.
black people go,
This is the
I'm
thing.
phenomenal.
You guys
You
even have a
motherfucker.
word for it. CP time. You just explained to me you guys are 30 minutes late. So then when I say,
Rather than
as
not
far
be
as
late,
black
we
people
just
go,
came up
you're
with an
really
affliction.
right. As far as black people go, you're doing great. It's like, oh, that's racist. It's like I'm just repeating what you told me. CP time. I know Mountain Time. I know Pacific Time. Now I know CP time, which is just 30 minutes before WT, which is white time.
Yeah.
And then Asian time, AT, is 20 minutes early with the
Now, that
calculus
time I
book.
missed a flight, I had no excuse. I was just fucking goofing off. We had a flight. We had the easiest possible flight that you could miss, that you can't miss. It was a Saturday night, 9 p.m. flight. There's no traffic. There's no long line at security. I was at the house, man.
What were you doing?
I had fucking TV. I don't know. I didn't have a girlfriend to blame it on. Like I was just.
And
just
by the way,
black.
Roy, you're one of the most organized people. Like, we can be anywhere doing anything. We could be playing basketball or something, and it's like, I got an idea for a sketch. Roy's like, well, I got 3 laptops and editing equipment. Here's a video camera. Like, he's got a satellite dish. Like, Roy is like the closest to Q. Is that in Bond?
Yeah, Bond, yeah, I
It's
just
like
pull out
he
all the
literally will
stuff.
just have like a satellite dish and be like, oh, I got to tap out for a little bit. I'm doing a radio in Atlanta. Like, very organized, and he still is late for stuff.
I was just late, man. It just is what it is, man.
It's all good. We're going to do a segment called What Would You Do or Would You Rather? Because that's my favorite part about hanging out with dudes, is we like to talk about dumb shit that doesn't matter,
Okay.
right? We've kind of conquered racism. I feel like it's done now.
Yeah,
After
it's
people
over
watch
with.
this, they know that why hate each other? You know, people with the same blood type are more genetically compatible than people of the same race. You know that? Racism's
know
all in
that.
our minds.
It's all about O negative. The more you don't.
So let's get right into it.
First one,
First one, would you lose a foot or half your penis?
Would I rather lose a foot or half my penis?
Yeah,
Foot all day.
really.
Yeah, I don't even need the tough thinking millionaire music. It's not. This isn't a
Wait a minute,
long
lose your
contemplative
foot?
Foot all day. You can lose a foot and still function. They got prosthetics.
No, but
they
you
got
can
fake
never run.
sneakers,
Like
they
you're not
got-
gonna run.
So what?
Half your penis. I'm not
So
talking
what?
about cutting half off. I'm saying it's a full penis, but it's just half the size. It's not like you
Wait a
lose
minute.
the head of your
Okay,
ween.
well, so we're talking. My dick is half as long as it is, or is it like half as narrow? Like, is it like half lengthwise?
You can keep the girth.
Or
See,
like,
this is
do
the
you have
thing
like
about
a-
this
you go
game.
from
What I like
magic
about this
marker
game
to pencil dick.
is whenever someone's quick to answer, you have to like readjust, so it's like hard to answer again. No, you don't. It's not like it's just half as long.
Doesn't
So in my
matter.
case, I'd go down to 6 inches.
The answer's still foot.
You go foot. All right,
Answer's
let's
still
go.
foot because there's more
How about,
plastic
okay.
surgery adjustments that can be made for someone without a foot. You ever seen somebody that didn't have
You
a
could
foot?
date a
didn't even
girl.
notice
You can
it?
date a girl with a shallow vagina. She'd be excited about your small penis.
No. Now, what if we break up? Then I meet a deep dish pizza. Then what? Then what am I going to do?
Better make some money then.
Yeah. Well, you can't add onto your dick, but you can foot and just wear slacks and just never tell anybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could just as easily say after the shallow vagina, you date a girl that loves jogging. And then when you don't have that foot. Anyway, all right, the next one.
I
You
like your
lose the
logic.
ability
Fuck
to
that.
read. You can never read again, even if, like, someone teaches you. Or you have to insult every person you meet. Like, you can never read again, or it doesn't have to be a crazy insult.
So I
You just have to just be like, oh, good to meet you. Yeah, fuck you, and then move on. Or like, oh, I hate your pants. Like, every single person you meet, you have to insult.
Either way, every day would be a battle. Because I'm either looking at signs and
Right, you can never read again. You can never read a book. You
asking
never read
people to
anything.
read stuff for me. I
Yeah.
don't know what exit I'm
But
taking.
you could be
I'm lost.
you could be a nice simpleton or an asshole and keep your wits.
I'd be an asshole.
So you'd insult every single person, and you can't make it jokey because I know how you do it. You'd be like, "Hey, sweethead,
So,
asshole."
yeah,
Anyway, you're a great
legitimate,
guy.
just
You
be a
have to
dick
like,
to people.
you have to like own an insult to every single person you meet. It's like, "Oh, this is my daughter, Denise. She's 5," and you're like, "Fuck you, Denise." Like every person.
With sincerity. Like,
Yeah,
your
it's
daughter
like,
looks stupid. Her
she's
eyes
ugly.
are too far
Yeah.
apart. So anyway, how are you?
Yeah, exactly. But you can still read.
Asshole. I choose
All
asshole.
right, I like it.
Because I could hire security. I'm trying to think of ways around it, but there's no way around. Well, I
Yeah,
guess
you
I could-
meet
Can I hire-
Jay-Z. You meet Jay-Z. You have to be like, fuck you, Jay-Z. Like, that could get you killed.
Can I hire security, or what? Can I hire people to read stuff for me?
Yeah, you can do anything. You can hire someone to read stuff for you. You can also hire bodyguards.
What do they charge per day? What does like some reader, like illiteracy
I mean-
partner, charge per day?
You can get that minimum wage. I mean, everyone can read. Literally everyone. So anybody that's kind of down
But you don't
and
want
out.
to pay them. You don't want to pay them minimum wage because then they might lie to you, and you don't know if they're lying. You get a check, and they tell you the check is right, and it's fucking bullshit, and they're stealing money from you. So
Yeah,
you got to pay them well.
It's some real Ray Charles shit. Like, he used to get ripped off.
So he got paid on one, so he could
Right,
count all of his money to
exactly.
make sure he wasn't getting ripped off.
Okay, here's another one. Okay,
a tough one.
anytime you're talking to somebody and they're talking, you have to quietly just go beep, 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 beep. Okay, like just start talking. Hey,
That's
Roy, how's your
annoying.
day? What's going on?
That's so annoying. If
Okay,
someone
just check this out. Roy,
beep,
yeah, exactly.
beep.
I'm going to do it to you. Roy, how's your day going?
It's going great,
Beep,
man. I had a
beep,
good time
beep,
last
beep,
night.
beep,
Some-
beep. Okay, so
Stop it.
that, or you have to do a 1-ounce shot of your enemy's urine every morning.
I have to drink another man's urine
Yeah, every morning.
or
One-
deal with someone beeping in my
No,
ear.
you have to beep to everyone.
Oh, that's easy. If I'm the dick, that's fine.
No,
But
okay.
if I'm
so
going to be
no matter what,
inconvenienced,
like if you're okay, so your acting career is fucked. Like next table read at Sullivan and Son. Every time someone else is talking, you go beep, beep, beep. Like it's not a clear cut answer. Like think about what that would do. Like a cop pulls you over, son. Do you not beep, 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 beep?
fuck, man.
I'd go urine.
I'm not drinking someone's urine. What if they got
I mean
disease?
the beep, 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 beep.
What if they got disease?
You don't get urine's like more sterile than water. It just is disgusting.
I'm not risking that.
You're gonna beep, beep.
I would beep.
Beep. Like you're on a date, a first date with a girl. So tell me about yourself, Denise. Oh, you know what? Beep, 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 beep. It's a nightmare.
As opposed to kissing her with piss breath? What's better?
No, you can brush your teeth. It's just one shot in the morning. Just boom. That's it.
So how you
Brush your
explain
teeth,
that?
go on with
So
your
now
day.
explain that to Denise.
But it has to be your enemy, and he knows you're drinking it.
He's shipping it over there too.
Yeah, in little tiny vials. And he knows your enemy. Do you have an enemy?
Yeah, I wouldn't name him on the podcast. But
Yeah,
I
but you have
couple
an
people
enemy.
that I have disdain for. I
Right.
would say not Autobots and Decepticons, but I mean, I think we both know where we stand on one another.
It's because you're lighter skinned than them, and they're weird about it.
Don't turn this into Django. Listen, I'm doing the beeps, man. I'm not drinking
Okay, you're
another
doing
man's
the
piss,
beeps.
dude.
I think
These
you're
people
making a
could tweet
bad life
about that.
choice, but that's
What do you
fine.
mean bad life choice? When your enemy starts tweeting about, I just delivered some piss, and then he fucking Instagrams
beep,
you
beep,
sipping down.
beep,
like,
beep,
Oh,
Oh no, he's not allowed to Instagram.
Oh, no, don't fucking add shit now. Too late.
No,
He
he's
already
not allowed to
uploaded you.
Instagram
You're
it.
on Vine, bitch. You're
All right.
another man's piss.
Okay. You can say it's lemonade. You can say he's crazy. Okay, next one. You can never whack it again. You can only launch from straight up sex. You can never whack it again. Or you lose the ability of taste.
Ooh. I can never masturbate again.
No.
Or lose my
taste. Food. You can never enjoy food again, ever. Or the only way you can launch is from banging or BJ's or HJ's. I'd lose taste, and I'll tell you why. I think that I would develop a prostitute problem if that was the case.
I would see. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking how
I think
far
you go
would
down
I delve?
some pretty rough roads if you can't whack it.
Yeah, I mean, masturbation is a sexual deterrent from deviant activity at times. It can be, but
it's also a great way to kill time on an airplane.
Or you could just find a woman with a high sex drive.
No, but then that's true. But then, like when you're gone or when you're on the road, or
you gotta import pussy.
So then you could never be faithful again.
That's yeah.
It's rough. It's a rough question.
Well, but then that depends on how long you can go without
or,
masturbating. Because if
this?
you're on a 10-day run, I think you could hold
You'd
off.
fucking lose your mind.
I don't know about.
You would start losing your mind.
Somewhere around day 10, it would start.
Okay, how about this?
Permeating to the front of my subconscious.
You can bang objects. Like you can. Well, that's easy then.
No, that's like the Joe Rogan bit about if you leave a man in a house long enough with holes in the wall, he'll fuck the wall. I
would never fuck the wall.
You haven't been in a house long enough. You don't know that.
I've been in houses. I was in my parents' house for 18 years. I did, however, fuck the couch, and I microwaved an orange and I fucked it. We don't have to go down those roads. Okay, how about this?
Jason Biggs now.
You now have to have a British accent. And you can't explain why.
Hello, mate. Cheers.
Or your shins always ache.
All right.
You always have achy shins. Or like...
My job is coming back.
No, but you can never stop. Because, okay, the thing about Roy that you guys also don't know is he has something called black guy voice. Where when one of his black friends calls him, he's a completely different person.
What's up with it, dude? What's going on, big boy? You good? Shit, I'm good. Ain't nothing.
Oh,
you got it. I'm trying to get it. That's what's up. Sure.
When a white person calls him, hey Roy,
hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? You feeling good?
All right. It's like it's the thing I've seen that's closest to it is I had a friend in college who was super gay, like flamey, right? He's like, oh my god, huh? You know. And anytime his dad would call, he'd go back to being like Dominican New York. like, oh my god, it's my yo, what's up, Dad? It's like the weirdest, and I'm like, pick one, just roll with it.
It's about comfort, man, and it's about relating to the person you're interacting with. So if I'm talking to one of my really hood homeboys, you know, there's some level of that. But why would I talk to someone? Yo, what's up? What's good, son?
Why can't you say what's going on to your hood
That's
friends?
what they would say.
Why can't you say what's going on to your hood friends?
I could, but it's not the most conversational.
Because you can do your like southern drawl and remind everyone where you're from and all that shit. Like, hey, what's up, man? Alabama.
Yeah, now that's different though.
Roll
because,
Tide roll. Roll Tide roll.
But that's voice and diction classes and trying not to sound like a fucking southerner in every script.
No, but I'm okay with that. I'm saying like what good son? How does that unify people?
That's slang. That's just saying what's up. No doubt. Why do some people fist bump instead of handshake?
Because they're germaphobes.
No, they're not all of them. Don't get all Howie Mandel on me. That's. I don't know.
Okay, here's another segment of the show. That was a blast for me, by the way.
Your logic is
what would you
flawed.
do? Would you rather?
This podcast should be called Flawed Logic with Owen Benjamin.
The next section is I'm gonna give you a soundtrack because that's the thing. I also have a piano here. I'm gonna give you a soundtrack and you get to tell a story. Any story you want, and tell me the vibe. Is it gonna be a sad story or like a happy story?
Does it need an ending or what?
It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? We're just riffing.
This will be an argument.
An argument.
Yeah, couples argument. So I was getting hot and sweaty.
If you had one shot,
no. So we all swap sex messages with people, right? I'll tell you a story about the time I missed the dick window. The dick window is the time for when a woman sends you a text asking for a picture of your meat to the amount of time that you have to send said picture. It's not often that women ask for dick pictures, but when they do, You've got 7 to 9 minutes to get the perfect picture. And this is the thing that women don't appreciate is the fact how long it takes a man to send you the perfect picture of their meat. First 4 or 5 are blurry. You got a couple where the flash is too bright. There's something in the background. You need to move that. Move your leg. Get the underwear. Get the girth. 4 megapixels. And you send that off. But you got to send it as soon as she asks. And so what happened, we're going back and forth with this girl. We're sexting. She goes, send me that meat. But I was already asleep. And I missed the dick picture window. And so the next morning I saw the text, and I should have just gotten up and started my day.
It just said, show me that meat.
Yeah.
What
Black women are very
What good,
aggressive.
son? Show me that meat. Show me that meat.
I wouldn't go out with a woman that starts any text with "What's good, son?" She's too gruff.
So, okay, you see the show me the meat text. She wanted to see the meat.
What's up with that meat? I don't remember how she worded it. And so the next morning I see the text, and I'm like, damn, she asked for it. And I know the window's closed because it's been 6-7 hours at this point, but I just, you know what? I'm going to take that chance, and I'm going to send that text. And
Gonna take that chance. Should I sing backup?
Why not?
Okay, this is a perfect story for this shit. All right, here we go.
So I make the decision to send her a picture of my meat, take a chance.
Taking a chance at love.
I do what I need to do to get in the right headspace, if you know what I mean. Get in game mode.
Roy's getting it done.
Reach over to my iPhone 5, 47% battery. Little zoom action, autofocus. Snap that picture. Upload.
Getting it done.
20 minutes later, I get a text back from her. Just one word. Ugh. I'm like, what? I go, you wanted to see the meat.
She wanted to see the meat.
She goes, yeah, that was 7 hours ago. And I go, all right, well, fuck it. Now you have one for future reference. You save it. But you don't snap at me. Because I had no idea. Because the other problem is that women have different dick picture windows.
Dick pics windows are at night. In the morning,
some women it's 7 minutes, some women it's 20 minutes, some women it's an hour. Cause I've dealt with chicks that had a 2-day dick picture window, legitimate. On Monday, asking for a picture of that meat, and you know I missed the text, and you scroll down, and go, holy shit, she wanted to see the meat. And Wednesday, you upload it. She went, thank you, and reciprocated with breast shots.
Good for you, Roy. This is all I'm saying.
But not this chick from fucking Illinois. Not her. Fucking Springfield. What the fuck's going on in Springfield that you're disgusted by? You just asked for the dick picture and it just... How do you know I didn't send the picture the night before and it was a shitty fucking cellular network and it just now uploaded? Fucking heifer. How do you know that? I might have a fucking Dope Boy The Wire disposable phone that doesn't even have good data signal. I might
burner
be on
dick
2G.
pics.
Yeah.
Burner dick pics. Because you keep that shit at your stash spot.
Just replies with ugh. So disrespectful. And that was the story of the time I sent a dick pic and missed the window.
That was beautiful, Roy.
Thank you, man.
This is.
I just exposed a layer of myself. You do understand.
That was emotional stuff. How funny would it be if a girl texts you, show me that meat, and you wait like 8 years, and she has like a full family, and she's like, that's when I could see it being like, ew, who is this? And you're like, you asked for the meat.
Remember?
But if it's next morning, that girl's wrong.
It is what it is. And I put something nice on it. Wouldn't you want to wake up to this?
Because there's no tit window. There's no tit window. You can get pictures of a tit at any time.
Exactly.
And you're like, great.
It's always
now,
a good time
game
for
on.
titties. But apparently dicks are just from fucking 2 a.m. to 3:45 a.m.
Well, in women's defense, dicks can look very aggressive on like a pic. Like boobs and curves and vaginas and stuff all have that like fun, you know, like that beautiful
This
artsy
jiggly and
shit.
and ass
Like a
meat.
dick is like, you know, hello.
Very
It's the same
crowbar.
with sex. It's like sometimes like in the morning, it's like very like, ugh. It's like screaming at you, like, ugh. Versus like a vagina or a female's body is more like, oh great, I just got another Picasso.
My problem-
Versus a dick is more just like, oh, there's a tiger in my room.
I don't know. I just feel like it was out of line. And I know your kids were in the car and you're doing the morning commute to school thing. But you know what? Turn your phone off. Because you don't know what's going to come. My kids, because you know on the iPhone, when you get a picture, it just shows right there on the screen,
Right.
like a preview.
Right.
So my daughter could have seen that and that. Well, you need a fucking
How many kids does she have?
private screen. She had 2 kids.
And she wants to see that meat.
Want to see that meat?
Okay, a lot of comedians make fun of dick pics. They, you know, I've seen like
We don't
Aziz
talk
and all
anymore,
this
by
guy.
the way, me and this chick.
I see this like,
Sad
you know, I've
story.
seen like Aziz and guys like that make fun of dick pics about how like disgusting they are and how lame they are and how it makes us like morons and shit. Don't you find that there are women that genuinely are dying for the dick pics?
Yeah, but those are the ones you don't want to talk to.
And you almost think that they are pretending they want the dick pics just to like flatter our egos?
Yeah, to some degree. I don't trust a chick that asks for a dick picture. I like.
Because they're so low in value. Like a girl can get laid anywhere. It's like that old Chris Rock joke about the want some dick? Want some,
Yeah. Well,
like
dick
they like
sells
a
my
woman
blood.
walks by construction workers, they get whistled at, and you know they know they can be right. They can be banged any time of the day. When a man walks by like Target or Joann Fabrics, no one's whistling.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's true.
Like they always have dicks coming at them, so I don't think that they're like dying to see. They act like they do, but I think that it's more to like feed on male ego than it is legitimately they need to see
You
your
know
dick.
what women respond to?
What's that?
Pictures of prepared meals. And that's a fact. Maybe it's just a thing with black women, but if you like made some nice meal for yourself and took a picture of that shit and you set like 2 table settings and like shame you're not here or some shit like that, you'll get titty pictures for the next week and a half.
They also respond to bank statements.
Ah.
Just be like, you want to see my dick? My dick's name's
Yo,
Wells Fargo.
have you seen that? Have you seen that prank email receipt that people there's a website where as a guy you can print up a prank like a fake ATM receipt rather, and it has like a 6-digit bank balance, and you're just supposed to leave it like on a dresser with your car keys, and eventually the
I'm
chick
the
just
opposite.
rummages
I
through
like
your
the more
shit and
money I
sees it.
get, the less I want women to know that. Because it's like it's like that's like a bad thing.
Why do you hide it?
Because then they know, like then you don't really know if they like you, or if they just want cash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I don't make enough money to have those concerns.
Third season, bro. You got
why I
money. You
can't
just you're not great with money.
I'm very good with money.
You're on the 3rd season of a sitcom on a major network.
And look how I dress. I'm in a fucking wrinkled Target jacket and a Batman t-shirt that I got on a discount at the Warner Brothers lot.
Nice, but I mean,
I waited to buy it.
true or false, how much money have you spent on, what do you spend your money on?
Well, you know, I talked about this years ago. I've done a great job now of just clearing all of my debt and student loan stuff. So this year will be good for me.
yeah.
I mean, I had like 40. Yeah, I remember, man. I went to school out of state for 4 years, and I flunked a year. So
Yeah.
I was almost $45K.
Oh, well, that makes sense then.
Out the gate, but like even now, like I don't buy a lot of stuff. The one vice I used to have was chasing women.
Yeah.
Like man, the one thing I'll give.
Because you would fly people.
Yeah, because I don't have that charismatic talk to someone after a show bullshit vibe. I just can't go to a nightclub and stand around.
You're
a
like
fucking
oddly a
pervert.
relationship guy. But when you're single, you got to keep things going.
And that shit's expensive if
It
you
is
travel
expensive.
for a living. So I would say easily, if I went back to the beginning of my stand-up career in 98, I'd say easily $15,000, maybe $20,000. But that's counting legitimate girlfriends, and that's also
Oh,
counting,
way more than that. Since 98?
yeah.
Oh,
in
bro,
the
it's probably
early
$15,000 a year on girls. Easily.
No way.
You got to be. Listen,
way.
we're
You're not
I
flying
have 15
everybody.
seconds till my first commercial break. Stick around. I'm here with Roy Wood Jr. We're going to play a fun stand-up clip that I recorded last night, and we'll talk more about, being black and white in America.
At the most, 25,000.
Since 98?
Yeah.
I think driving brings out the worst in people, especially in Los Angeles. That's where the demons come out, right? On the road. People don't let each other merge. It's like 0.1 second of your life. It's like nothing. It's not even a full second. Just let someone in there. Like, people are like, I earned this! It's like, it's 8 feet. You're going 50. Let someone in. So I try to counteract that. I let everybody fucking in. I'm that guy. Like, even when people flip out behind me, I don't give a shit. I'm driving, I just see somebody just like sitting there trying to get in and they look sad, I stop everybody. I fucking stop. Get in. And they're like, me? I'm like, yeah. Get in there. And people behind me are like, I'm like, fuck you! Get in. And they get in and then their eyes get wide and they wave. Like, you have no idea how happy people get when you let them into traffic. They're like, thank you. I'm like, no problem. And then as we're driving, every now and then I look over at them. I'm like, remember me? I let you in. I'm not gonna, make you pay that back. But if shit goes down, I expect them to have my fucking back. Like if I'm getting carjacked, they should pull over and help. But this is the thing about letting people in. If anyone lets you in, you should acknowledge it. Because sometimes that happens. Sometimes I let people in, they don't fucking acknowledge the act. They just go in. At that point, I want a button that blows up their car. I have fantasies. I fantasize about shit. I fantasize about when I let someone in and they don't acknowledge, I want to start following them. Like as long as it takes. Like they pull into their house, right? And I park on the street and I get out and they get out. And I'm like, hey. And they're like, do I know you? I'm like, yeah. You don't remember? And they're like, no. I'm like, 120 miles back. I let you in. I didn't have to. I had the right of way. I did not have to let you in. I had the right of way. I chose to let you in. And you didn't acknowledge it. And they're like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. I just want to know, what are you going through? Like, what happened to make you this angry? Because I'm here for you. Obviously, you need a friend because you're going through some serious shit to be that much of a dickhead. And then they go, no, I didn't see you. I go, we both fucking know you saw me. I'd come in with some anger, and then I'd do a hard turn down Sensitive Avenue, Then I'd touch their face with the back of my hand. And the guy would be frozen, right? He'd be frozen. I've done this. I've touched a man's face without him knowing that I would, and they don't react, Just go like this. It's almost like rubbing the belly of a shark. You just do this, and they stare at you, and I go, it's okay. It's okay. And then I turn it up even higher. I touch the man's lips, not like crazy sexual, just like this, and I just go, shh, you don't have to tell me your secrets. And then I walk away. And you might be thinking, why touch the lips? I'll tell you why I touch the lips, because the lips are the most sensitive part of a man's body. It's directly to the heart, Ladies are like, no, it's the dick. It's not the dick. The dick feels almost nothing. You can punch it with a fucking sledgehammer. We don't feel anything, like nothing. The dick only matters when you're coming. When you're not, it's fucking nothing. So the lips, and this is the thing about touching a man's lips. You can touch the most heterosexual man's lips on the planet, and his dick will do this. It's involuntary. It's happened to me before. I consider myself a very heterosexual man. I've had my lips touched by a man, and my dick fucking just went like that. I felt really uncomfortable about it. I'm like, why did my dick just do that? And then I felt really weird about it. And I'll tell you what, I remember that experience. So I'm not here to punish anyone or beat anyone up. I'm here to change fucking human behavior. So I touch his lips, I go away. He's gonna be like, that's fucking weird. But next time he's trying to merge and someone lets him in, his fucking dick moves. And then he has to acknowledge it. All right, guys, I'm Owen Benjamin. I love you. Enjoy the rest of your show. Thank you.
Owen Benjamin, everyone!
We're back in business. That was a bit from last night. That's the cool thing about doing a podcast here at the John Lovitz Comedy Club on Universal Walk in Los Angeles, Burbank-ish, is
North Hollywood.
Yeah, North Hollywood. We can do shows at night, and they can just record it, and then we can just throw it in. It's a blast. Anyway, do you road rage?
No.
You never do?
Not really. Because it's unless I'm going to get out of the car to fight you, what are you going to do? What is your horn tooting going to teach another 55-year-old man? You think he's going to learn his lesson and never do it again? I tell you what I don't do. I don't road rage, but I also don't slow down if you do something stupid. And I know if I hit you, you would be at fault. Like when I'm going straight down the road and someone swings out to make the left in front of me, but they don't have clearance on the other lanes yet, so they're dangling in my lane.
Right.
Fuck you. I'm not slowing down.
But what if it's a carload of Mexicans? Like, there's a really high chance they don't have.
Wait, is that a car insurance? No, I'd hit them.
No, but
Welcome
they won't
to
pay.
America.
They'll just bail.
I got
once.
full coverage.
I got
I'm
hit
good.
once. It was my fault, and a illegal Mexican woman hit me. It was my fault, and she was like just mad at me, but she just left, and she was scared because if the cops came, she literally would get deported.
Yeah.
I felt bad about it though. I tried to give her money.
I'm still teaching lessons.
I did try and give her money.
I hit you. In fact, I don't want to say it. Speed
Okay,
up.
let's do a little segment called "How Does the Black Community React?"
I don't like the way you guys are saying black.
I got a feeling that you just drew this segment up.
I just
for
made
me.
it up. I literally just made it up.
Just wrote this.
How do black people react to blocked numbers? Like, if you see a blocked number on your phone, do you answer it or do you not answer it?
We don't answer block numbers.
And that's
Generally
pretty.
speaking. Yeah.
Because
That's just a bill collector avoidance tactic from the early days of caller ID.
How do you guys react to snowstorms?
It depends. Are you northern black or southern black? Northern black don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
No, it's snow or whatever. We got to get that, B. Got to get this money. Southern black, oh, Lord Jesus in heaven. Like right now, everybody's, my mom, they got 2 inches of snow in Birmingham not too long ago. And
Your mom's amazing, by the way. I love your mom.
Love my mom. 20-minute drive home from where she works in Birmingham at the college took 11 hours. Because there's no salt, there's no plows,
Oh, yeah, the South
there's no
freaks
sand.
out. They can't
Did you hear
handle
about
it.
Atlanta? The whole city of Atlanta shut the fuck down. 2 inches of snow fell in an hour and a half. Kids were stuck on school buses, National Guard helicopter. Like it looked like the first episode of The Walking Dead.
Right.
Where just the zombies first hit. Like what's the Will Smith, I Am Legend?
Yeah.
Like that type of World War Z type, just mayhem and anarchy.
Is it weird that if I was in a city where that happened, the first thing I would do is be like, I can jerk off on a highway. Does that make me weird?
And then what after you?
That's it. That's all I want to do. I want to be like, if everything went World War Z, the first thought I'd have, I'd be like, I'm going on the biggest highway and I'm jerking off.
So is that like the Mile Long Club?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's something about like how there's no way you could ever whack off on a highway.
I'm not
unless you get snow and it's a southern climate.
Nah, I don't even know if that's so much a black thing as much as it is a southern thing, but. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think that's black-white. The thing about this segment that I'm starting to realize is it's more north-south than black-white.
For snow is. Yeah,
Same with block numbers, too. I think there's a lot of white people that don't want to...
Well, you know, the question I always wondered with the whole snow issue that happened in Atlanta and Birmingham was that people were sleeping in businesses. like literally
Right.
sleeping on the floor of a Walgreens because they couldn't get home.
IKEA would be
And
the number one, right?
If you could get to one up a hill, yeah, but some people were stuck at an Arby's. My question is, what if you're snowed in at a strip club? Like, what if you were one of because the snow hit around noon, and from noon to 1:30, and a lot of strip
and by the
clubs.
way, that's a lunch shift. That you're not getting the best strippers.
Yeah, you're not. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. So yeah, you're stuck with day shift strippers
3 C-sections
for 36 hours, and the only rations you have, are wings and Jägermeister.
That's almost like a dude bro apocalypse. Where it's like all you have 48 hours.
Strippers.
You got strippers,
liquor.
wings, and Jaeger. What do you do? I think there's a lot of dudes that would be fired up about that. But you're right, though. I think
I wouldn't want to be snowed in at a strip club.
Because it would get uncomfortable with the strippers.
It's got to get awkward at some point.
Because I think a lot of strippers live fairly sad lives. Like, I think once you get past the moving and grooving,
they're hiding from something.
They're hiding from something, yeah.
I would imagine, like, part of why strippers are the shit is because you get them in small doses. Like,
it's a lot like comedians. It's like comedians.
Yeah, and then
like
you hang around comics,
they're
you
like,
go,
wow.
wait a minute, you're fucking lame.
After shows, people think we're fucking awesome. And then, like, once they see underneath, that we have problems.
Yeah, I don't know. I would go top 3 stranded places in a snowstorm. Give me grocery store. Does the mall count?
What about a movie theater? Just watch all the movies. I think that's the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you only have to pay for one, and then you just stay.
But sodas are $12. You'll lose your shit drinking movie theater.
You love soda. You may want to bail on this whole soda thing.
I don't know.
It's not good for you.
But it doesn't matter. Even if it's water, okay. What's
I
that?
got 2 words for you. Enamel.
What's that?
It's on your teeth.
Is that $5 for a bottle of water at the movie theater? Either way, you're still going to lose your ass. Yeah, that's up there.
There's water fountains.
Strip club is definitely not on the list.
I think we should talk about your soda problem.
I don't have a soda problem.
I mean, the first thing you thought of, maybe I have a problem with wanting to whack off on a highway. I'll admit that. The first thing you thought of when I said movie theater was how much soda costs. Like
all the food.
You're a junkie for soda.
Yeah, I should have just said concessions, but that'd have been a more broad. Because I mentioned the word soda, I'm somehow in the corner just
yeah. You know that you can get water there. There's bathrooms. You can fill up a jug.
Who would do that? Who would drink movie theater bathroom water?
I do, even when there isn't a problem.
See what I'm saying?
I go right in there. I drink the shit out of that water.
That's not a good apocalypse practices.
This is the thing. You like zombies. You like The Walking Dead. My problem with The Walking Dead is the zombies would just die and people are like, no, they're undead. Zombies are just moving, right? Like 1 or 2% a day would fall off a cliff or fall down a well or somehow become immobile. They're out now.
Okay.
So the population would just continue to dwindle. They can't reproduce. They can't have sex and make a zombie baby. So you have X amount of zombies in existence that can have accidents. Like they can just roll down a hill.
So basically what you're saying is that every zombie movie, World War Z, I Am Legend, all of these zombie movies are basically just wait for the zombie to trip and fall over some shit.
Yes.
And then you can go back to living your regular life.
Yeah, just wait them out. Also,
okay,
if there's a predator, the food pyramid, the predators have to be a smaller number than the prey. So if the whole world's a zombie and there's just 9 dudes on a farm, the zombies need to eat fucking flesh and brains and stuff, they would starve.
They could eat animals, wildlife. Walking Dead, they eat deer and shit like that.
The zombies eat the deer?
They can get horses. But I get what you're saying. There's nothing feeding on the zombies to balance out the food pyramid and the cycle of life.
And also the accidents.
How do you wait them out if you still have to go out to get food?
How many seasons are we on?
You still have
Walking Dead, how many seasons are we
Walking Dead right now is season 4. Well, season 3.5, 4.
So that's 1,600,
season 4.
1,800 days, 1,600, I don't know. Almost 2,000 days in 5 years. So let's just say 5 years. We're looking at 2,000 days of zombies having accidents.
But no. Because the zombies technically just attack. They don't need nourishment in theory, right?
Then why would they do it? It's a pointless action. All characters...
Because they're mad. Why does a rabid dog bite? What is it? Because I'm a zombie, bitch, and I'm fucking superheated and I'm hot like a I Am Legend.
Every good story has to have the motivation of the character. What is motivating the character? A zombie motivation is that they need to eat brains. Why? Because they're just pissed off?
Some people just want to watch the world burn. That's what Michael Caine said in Dark Knight. Some people just fuck shit up, and that's what zombies do. That's their action. Their job is to just bite your ass and turn you into one of us. Their job is to turn everybody into zombies. So you're imagining a world where if the zombies won,
not fall off cliffs and down wells, because then they're out.
Even if they okay, that's fine, they're dead. But what about the other zombies? And you really can't use I Am Legend because those zombies were fucking intelligent.
And it was a shorter amount of time. I'm talking about these TV shows. I Am Legend. I understand an apocalypse. Where like same with World War Z. Shit just goes nuts.
They were kind of smart. Yeah.
And it's just like, but like when you're talking about 5 years of the shit, zombies are gonna eventually keep falling down wells and off cliffs. Like they're not making good decisions. So if humans have accidents. If the population can't increase, it's just only gonna decrease. And it seems like they just keep having more zombies. It's like, where are they coming from?
Where are you getting rations while you sit in a tornado shelter waiting out zombies in your local area to fall off a cliff?
That's why I think if there was a zombie apocalypse,
you get out and go.
You live in a place with a lot of cliffs and wells, because they're just gonna keep falling off to shit.
So then you should just move up to the mountains right now. You should just move up to the Hollywood Hills or like some canyon in
Worst
LA.
place, Kansas. Not a lot of accents going on there. Like the zombies can just walk around, nothing happens.
They could walk for like 4 states easily before they.
And where do they get the energy from? The zombies. You say they only attack because they're
don't
pissed.
Get all aerobic and anaerobic activity on me here. This is a dead person.
You mean adenosine triphosphate, ATP?
Yeah, lactic acid. All that. There's no need to bring that up because this is about a dead person that eats brains. He doesn't need oxygen delivered to his fucking muscles.
So what's fueling him? Satan? Like the energy of Satan? Like is it starting to get religious?
The brain, the neurosis, the fucking disease just makes your brain fire off.
Necrosis.
Yeah, necrosis.
What's necrosis?
Necrosis fuck shit up.
I think there's way too many holes.
You're looking for a zombie to be a legitimate, logical, breathing, eating thing.
Well, no, I just want to look at a world that I can...
What is this digestive tract? How does it metabolize the brain juices?
Bro, I'm on board with, like, Spider-Man. Like, I'm not, like, one of those guys that has to be...
Out of here.
No, but it's like, okay, he got stung by bitten by a radioactive spider, he became Spider-Man. Like, if you set up a fake world with rules and boundaries, I will subscribe to it and be like, okay.
So let's just start.
I'm okay with that. The zombie shit, if it's set in reality and they're undead and whatever, like what is fueling them?
The Fly.
I just want an answer.
The Fly with Jeff Goldblum is a more plausible what happens when a spider fucks your world up than Peter Parker ever will be. At least Jeff Goldblum had compound vision. He had to regurgitate his food before he ate it. Like he did real fucking insect shit. All Peter Parker did was fucking skeet webs and learn ninja moves and climb walls. He didn't fucking First of all, the webbing should have come out his ass. Because if you look at any spider, anatomically speaking, that's where the fucking web gland is in the ass. It's not in the fucking legs or whatever. So
I'm still on board with
So you're
the concept.
accepting anatomical repositioning of the fucking original host fucking creature. Fuck
yeah, because though it's like
no way.
It's not a huge
So why doesn't he crave insects? Why is he still eating regular food? If he got bit by a spider, why does he still crave regular food?
Because it's a mix. It's a blend. Like he's spider and man. Spider-Man. So he's adapting some shit.
Stuff.
He's adapting some shit of people eating, you know.
All the good stuff, though.
I mean, have they been selective? Yeah, they've been selective with the good stuff. But I mean, the zombie shit is like insane.
I'm full-blown zombie. Okay, well then we could expand this to vampires and werewolves.
Vampires make more sense to me because vampire movies.
Are you fucking serious? They don't die.
No shit, they're undead. I'm okay. I'm on board.
Well, eventually they're going to eat all the humans.
It's like less than 1% of the population in any vampire thing are vampires. The Predator is, Alpha is at top of the pyramid.
Think
Zombies are like, everybody's a fucking zombie except for like 5 people.
They wouldn't be able to start later in the plague. If you started a vampire movie later when vampires have been biting more motherfuckers, then
Right, that's why I'm okay with I Am Legend, because it takes place in like 2 hours.
I wish I had my laptop. Ethan Hawke was in a vampire movie. I can't remember the name
Daybreakers.
of it. Daybreakers. The plot of
They were
Daybreakers.
running out of blood. I saw
Running out of
Daybreakers.
blood. Okay, so there's a perfect vampire movie set ahead in the future where the vampires are going, holy fuck, we got to fit. Now, granted, they're smarter than zombies, but they did recognize the need that there was a finite food source.
Love it.
And they had to change shit up, right?
Great. On board. Thinking outside the box. Zombies, because the only reason I'm arguing with you on this is because I know you like The Walking Dead.
But you don't think that the zombies would adjust? You don't think that the ecosystem would adjust? You don't think that nature?
No, because they're mindless.
adjust?
They're just falling down wells and off
It
cliffs.
doesn't matter.
They're just like,
Something would affect change in how they act. Like that, I don't believe any creature living or undead living to not adjust for the sake of its own survival.
That's why I like Iron Man, and I like fantasy movies where same with Batman. Batman changed the game because they made it real. Like you could believe that shit.
Batman is way better than Iron Man in terms of supposed realism. I mean, Iron Man is just a fucking glorified Rocketeer. If you really want to boil it down, if the Rocketeer had money and a bad bitch on his arm, and it was 50 years. Go back and watch Disney's The Rocketeer. Granted, it's set back in like fucking World War II or some shit, but that's really all it was fucking Iron Man beta tested, fucking Windows 95 level Iron Man, and fucking Tony Stark comes along and perfects the suit. Nowhere in there does he get hot. Nowhere. They never really address.
So you're
air
have
pressure.
Issues with climate control?
I have issues with air pressure flying at 30,000 feet
That's a good
alongside
point.
a fucking fighter jet.
That's a really good point.
And I know the suit's not air. Well, maybe it is.
You'd have
I
the
don't know.
vents.
Maybe fucking
No, 'cause
Jarvis helps.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, he is completely sealed, though. He definitely can adjust air pressure. I thought his face was exposed. No, of course he can pressurize the suit. Obviously, he pressurized the suit. What I want to know, let's go back to some stuff that, white people really want to know. And that is, when are you guys going to forgive us? It's been 150 years.
Right, just let it slide.
When can we just call it a day?
Well, I can tell you what, making a slavery movie every year isn't going to fucking help.
I know. I don't know why Hollywood's doing that. It just keeps reminding everyone why.
They make quality films. Maybe it's some innate need to apologize.
Like, do you need to see 12? I hear 12 Years a Slave's good.
It's very good. It's fascinating because
Lincoln
it really
sucked.
happened.
Lincoln sucked.
It really happened. I didn't mind Lincoln either, but I got it from. It was a little long for me, but then I'm always impartial on period pieces.
But why don't black people know that 99.999% of white people don't even have ancestry to slave owners?
Well, but the problem is that.
And they literally lined up in rows taking bullets to abolish the shit. But we're the bad guy at the DMV. Like, we're the bad guy?
I think the problem is that slavery and how it affected black America still exists today in terms of undercover racism and institutionalized racism to a point where.
That's what your brother thinks. Your brother is really big on prison as a modern slavery.
To a degree, it's hard to disprove that theory. And I think in terms of, all right, did racism really end with desegregation or did it just change its name? Richard Sherman brought up a really good point after his Super Bowl, after the football rant,
right?
And how everybody called him a thug. And he just said, honestly, thug is just the new N-word. It's just the in vogue way to try to call a black person.
But my response to that is the N-word is just another form of redneck. And people can throw around redneck all they want. Redneck is an aggressive way of describing an ignorant white person who is a laborer. That's what it means. A redneck is literally a burned neck from working outside.
This is true, but redneck didn't carry the same hateful connotations that N-word did. Nobody was hung in the name of redneck.
No, I don't use the N-word because I do respect that. I am I like talking open-minded racial theory and stuff, but I do agree that the N-word is a very loaded and negative word.
I think to some degree where racism and discrimination are concerned, I think it's probably going to, I don't think our generation will live to see it. I think it's going to take one, maybe two more.
You think it's more racial mixing helps?
Yeah, the more
diluted.
And case in point, when I go to colleges and do racial material, I get more sympathy from the crowd than I do laughs. And I have to remember, oh shit, these kids are 18. They've had friends of every race. They didn't grow up segregated. Like I didn't. Yeah, I went to an all-black everything, which my whole education, except for high school, was probably 50-50 black and white. But these kids grew up around Asians and Arabs and Indians and Hindus.
Yeah.
So when I go, no, black people be tripping, and you're like, I have a black friend, and his name is Donald, and he's a nice person. And certain race jokes fucking bomb because the kids haven't had the same experiences or the same upbringing because their life is, I don't want to say better, but it's definitely different. It's progressive. So
things are changing for the better. But this is the thing, another thing. I think black is more of a culture than a race. And one of my favorite jokes you do is about when you see a guy from Africa, and you're like, hey, brother, and you're like, I am not your brother. What's that?
Yeah, because Native Africans, for the most part, don't like African Americans because they feel like we're spoiled in the way we carry ourselves. Oh, you're complaining over here, your babies. Back in my country, we do this. The American blacks, you are spoiled and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've had cab drivers that were just, from somewhere in Africa. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, I'm not your brother. You do not never call me your brother ever. I'm never.
Right. They hate. There's crazy hatred.
Oh yeah.
It's the same with Mexicans and Guatemalans. All this shit is what started blowing my mind. Where back in the growing up,
Haitians and Dominicans.
Yeah, growing up, you think racism is just white people hating black people, that there's these unified groups, but it's really a waterfall, and it's like no one ever knows where it starts or ends. It's just bullshit. Like Mexicans refer to Guatemalans like that they're like these filthy border jumping Guatemalans.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute, aren't you? And I thought that was really interesting. What happened with Obama is he kind of got all that heat of black America having his back, and he doesn't have the roots that Oprah did. Oprah was District 12, Hunger Games, climbed out of fucking poverty, ancestors from slave, Jim Crow shit.
Stuff, yeah.
Obama's dad's from Kenya. Obama's dad, he's just his skin color looks like black America, but it's like when Malcolm X said...
I mean, culturally, his background.
Right, it's a culturally huge... It's like when Malcolm X said, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock landed on us, or when, Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have a dream. He wasn't talking about Kenyans. It's a group of very oppressed... And by the way, I'm not bashing Obama. I'm just saying as a concept, it's you see black America being he can do no wrong, he's black, but he's not like America. It's not like the oppressive... His dad was an economist from Kenya. It's he just looks black.
I understand that, but you also have to understand, in the eyes of the oppressor, Obama's the same no matter what, because he's not one of them. So no one's separating. The average racist isn't going to take the time to separate black Americans from Kenyans, from
But it's getting so muddled, though. It's look at me. I look like a Nazi poster child. I'm 6'7", blue-eyed, white. I'm Irish, Catholic, Czech, Jewish, and a little French. Mm-hmm. It's if people, I've had black people look at me like I'm, the man.
Regular white boy, yeah.
And it's no, I'm from also oppressed groups of people. There's very few people that are not from some kind of oppressed group.
But if you're not dark-skinned, it's hard to tell that right off the bat. You should wear a shirt. You should get a shirt that just says, I'm oppressed too. And just list your races.
That's funny. And it's I didn't even know I was part Jewish till I was 16. It's not even culturally, I'm just my parents are teachers. I was born in the 80s. It's very simple. I don't feel oppressed. I've never been oppressed. All I know is the Irish used to be like that. When Kennedy became president, it was basically like Obama becoming president. It's an Irish Catholic is president because a lot of people don't realize that the man is such a small group of people. These white Protestant old money 17th century Massachusetts.
That with the old school redneck good old boy KKKers.
But they have more in common with Southern black people than they want to admit.
They don't give a shit though. You can say that to them and make them believe that.
Because it's Pakistan and India. It's the Arabs and the Jews. Southern blacks, Southern whites from poverty. The most hateful shit you'll see in people, it's people that have a lot in common.
Yeah, because they both are trying to get out of the gutter.
But they should just unify.
Easier said than done.
Your brother's big on conspiracy theories. My conspiracy theory is that there is a force at work trying to keep people fighting so no one unifies and actually fucks shit up.
And you believe that?
I think there is an anti-education sentiment in this country, and I think it is. I kind of have a little bit of a conspiracy theory about it.
Yeah, why
look at your
wouldn't it
student
be?
loans, $45,000 you owe. That's modern day indentured servitude.
Yeah, that's what college is. It's a business. They don't really care whether or not you get hired. That's why they preach that you should go to college no matter what. That's why I love a lot of the articles that are starting to come out about people that homeschool their children, and they don't even deal with private schools. They just circumvent the regular education process because most public education is set up to create more worker bees. And worker bees are
I agree with that.
They're trained to go to school, learn a skill, and go do that skill till you're 65, assuming you didn't eat too many fucking Little Caesars and have a heart attack before you made it to your fucking pay dirt.
Yeah.
Which they're going to push that line back. What's the new retirement supposed to go? I think it's high as 70, maybe. I'm not.
Yeah, and the man and woman both have to work in every family now to pay the bills.
Yeah. So, of course, if I own a corporation, if I'm one of these 1%ers,
Bro, we're climbing towards the 1%, bro. You got to I'm facing the same dilemma. Me and you were born underdogs. You know, we're underdogs. Comics are underdogs. We're not from any kind of wealth or privilege. And, we're starting to be privileged. And it's, weird how it's these 1%ers, your income is definitely 3%er.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Dude, average American makes $37,000 a year.
I don't know, man. It's like with Chris.
Bro, you clean up in Black History Month. February, when Roy does colleges in February, every
This is
college.
true. Most black comedians do.
You make more
really
an hour
well.
than a brain surgeon.
But I think it was Chris Rock that said there's a difference between rich and wealthy. We're approaching being rich. We ain't nowhere near wealthy.
No.
He says Shaq is rich. The person that signs Shaq's checks is wealthy.
I think Rock, I love him to death. I think he's an unbelievable comic, but I think he was wrong about a lot of shit. I don't think he realized how quickly things were becoming modern.
Rich
there's
and
never going to
wealth.
be a black president. There's a black president, and Jay-Z is possibly one of the most wealthy men in America.
Shit that I agree with. He said if Bill Gates woke up with Oprah Winfrey's money, he'd jump off a fucking bridge. And in terms of...
Oprah's a billionaire.
She's nowhere near Bill Gates now.
Well, the wealthiest people in the world are still brown. I mean,
She's
the
nowhere
Middle
near.
East.
What, you talking about?
And Bill
Oil
Gates was
money?
not born. Bill Gates got that much because he's borderline autistic smart and just invented some crazy
I'm not
shit.
talking about how you achieve the wealth. I'm just talking about the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Wealthy would be the cell phone guy down in Mexico.
Yeah.
There's
Felix,
no
whatever.
monopoly. He literally owns every cell phone company.
And he's dark.
Yeah. So
He's brown, just like the Middle East.
But-
Those billionaires brown. I'm trying to break the mold that it's the whites and then everyone else.
So then you're saying, but then in America, I don't think you can make that same argument because if we're here and we're raised on American values, which is go to this school, learn this one fucking thing, and do it until you can work your way to the. It's almost not always set up for you. You almost have to break out the mold and do your own thing, like a Mark Cuban, and
Or
make
Gates,
a bet on yourself.
or Oprah,
or
yeah.
Gates, or it's even Steve Jobs to some extent. I get that, but once you're at that top, you got to do everything you can to keep your foot on the fucking. Did you read about this shit? And I want to say maybe it was Mashable, maybe it was Fast Company. Fast Company did a story. I don't want to misattribute the publication, but they did a story a couple of weeks ago about a class action lawsuit being filed against tech companies in Silicon Valley who conspired to keep salaries down for all of their tech workers. That's the type of shit corporations do to so you're some kid and you've learned computer programming and you want to make $100,000 because that's what you think you should make is a fucking $100,000. And then this company's recruited you and they say, we'll pay you $65,000. And you go, well, fuck you. I'll go across the street to Apple or Google. I
Right.
won't work for you. But Apple and Google already made a deal with HP. They already made a deal with Microsoft that they won't cross-pollinate recruits. So that recruit can't even get a fucking application through the door at another store. So he's forced to work for $65,000 at this one company. And most of the companies got caught. They got emails. They
I like
blew
it. I
it
think
out
that's
the
a
water.
smart move. That's a good call.
How can you say that's a good call, then turn around and say that well, we all can fucking be no, we can't. Not when some fuckstick is keeping their foot on your neck and not paying you what you're worth.
Well, they have to branch out and do their own shit, like the people that created that company.
But then in theory, you're condoning.
You sacrifice
dirty
money.
pool.
You sacrifice money for security.
That's
Me
dirty
and you
pool.
don't have security.
That's McDonald's and Burger King both agreeing to not pay anybody more than $5. And if he comes across the street
Good.
to you, don't hire him.
I
That
like
way
it.
we can both keep wages low and keep our profit margins high.
Sweet.
And that's the American way?
Yes.
Come on, dude.
I don't know. I'm being a little.
Yeah, I know.
No, but that's the thing
Fucking smart.
about corporations, though, that I think people just blame corporate America. Corporations are made by people. It's not like they're sociopathic organisms, but they have shit they have to do too. They have investors. They have to pay dividends. There's people that own the company.
Neil Brennan had a good quote on a podcast one time. He says, "You don't become a corporation by being fair to people."
Right.
And I can agree with that. You can't.
And it's like, look what Jay-Z went into Barney's, and then Barney's was like frisking only black people, whatever. He didn't pull out. He's like, no. Because in the end of the day, black and white doesn't matter. It's green. So, like, look at what the legal system. You have, like, that horrible thing, the horrible way Trayvon Martin, that whole thing, where Zimmerman obviously should have been punished, and he wasn't.
There's
and it became
5 more Trayvons every
There's
year.
millions of them. But look at the flip side. Look at OJ. Look at all these guys, like black guys with money and privilege. OJ cut a girl's head off, and he didn't go to prison because he's got cash.
Yeah, but so then if you're saying, well, yeah, I do believe that to some degree the legal system is about who can afford the better
It's about who
lawyer.
can afford it.
So if you can afford the better lawyer, then you probably don't go to
Don't get
jail.
me wrong. I do think it's racist. I think like crack versus cocaine. All
Yeah,
that
crack
shit.
sentencing laws and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
I mean, don't get me
But-
wrong. Obviously, the legal system is racist.
Okay,
but
so then when we talk about institutionalized racism in this country,
okay,
who are the people making those laws? It's old school good old boy turkey necks that are still haven't quite died yet. And you gotta
I think
need
they're
that
gonna start
new,
dying.
which is why when I say in terms of generations being the next thing to start weeding out racism, as racists become more the minority and more progressive people are being born in this country, it's going to be better. It's no different than when you look overseas at some of these countries where racism is still rampant and they're just fucking.
you're like fucking France. France always wants to talk shit about us. France is like one of the least progressive countries. They elect like Nazis and shit.
Those countries are still stuck in the 1950s when it comes to their progression and their level.
Yeah, what was Israel
their
like for you? You were in
nationalities
Israel
and stuff.
recently.
Yeah, I did a tour over there. Israel was fun. I mean, we didn't go into any Palestinian territories because, it's a lot of tension over there. But where we were, I mean, as far as Jerusalem and Tel Aviv and Beit Shemesh, I mean, it was good. It was good. It was a good
Yeah.
time performing for a lot of really locals and some expats that live over there now. Like, there's a lot of Jews from America that just say, fuck America.
And it's
I'm going.
progressive over there, huh? They're
Oh, absolutely.
open-minded, not a lot of racism.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the strippers are Russian. I found that to be a little different.
They import.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting Jewish strippers. Like, no, I am Natalia. I shake for you, now gyrate, yes.
And your brother, I remember one day, told me that crack was invented by white people to keep the black man down. And I made the point, who invented meth then to keep the white man down?
Well, that's just white people fucking up. You got it. That's just bull.
You really think that a
rednecks.
white person made crack to keep black people poor?
I do believe that there's certain things that are deliberately put into the black community and infiltrated the black community to give them more problems. Like,
But
all
why
right,
though?
you wanna-
It lowers real estate cost. Like, if white people really do own the buildings and shit, and they're the oppressing force, when crack comes in, the price of the building drops because there's more crime and shit.
Yeah.
Why would they want?
So
Like,
then-
true greed is actually colorblind.
So then, case in point, Katrina. The cost of everything went down. You can look at Harlem. Crime got so shit that the price value of everything went down. White investors come in, buy it up, gentrify it, add an Applebee's and a fucking Forever 21. Property value goes up, and now it's quaint, cool fucking condos. Like,
Real estate goes artists, hipsters, gays, girls with yoga mats.
that's like the value system
It
of
is.
like.
Artists go in because they can't afford anything else, and that's just some guy doing a sculpture in a ghetto warehouse. Then hipsters start thinking that's cool because they know the guy who does the sculpture. They go in. Then the gay guys go in, make everything pretty and nice.
So property value goes back
Yeah,
up.
and
once it goes-
then the yoga mats go in. You see
Yeah.
white girls jogging alone, and that's when you know your value goes up. It's almost like a forest where it starts. There's like primary and secondary trees. It's the same with artists, hipsters, gay guys, white girls with yoga
Hey,
mats.
think about it like this. If I'm an old 60-something-year-old, 70-year-old turkey neck that's from the good old boy days,
Right.
do you really think my value system has changed over the past 30 years, or did I just roll with the times?
I think people can grow and learn. I've seen old white rich people agree with gay marriage and stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely some, but I think a lot of it is acceptance for the sake of having to stay, for wanting to stay in office or wanting to stay in power or wanting to be able to still make decisions that you actually, oh my God, have to listen to the fucking constituents.
Yeah, I think humans are motivated by self-preservation. Yeah, it's like it's about banging, supporting your kids.
Bang and protect.
Bang and protect and support. And like if everyone else is starting to be like, hey, white and black people are equal, gay people should get married, if that is how you can bang more and get more kids and stay alive, you're going to agree with that. And that's just basic human nature.
Well, it doesn't mean you necessarily agree with it. It just
Someone
means you're
must be
cooperating.
Yeah, but then you just probably through habit agree with it. Someone's got to be pretty fucking evil to like hate a group of people even though it goes against their own best interests.
If you can figure out a way to make it work for your interests.
Because hate can justify people's misery.
I mean, there's people that believe that AIDS was created by the government. And AIDS was created as a way to eradicate gays. That's why the origin of gays and AIDS and the belief that, it's a homosexual disease. But then when you started looking at, like, there's one school of thought that AIDS was created to kill black people. There's another school of thought that AIDS was created to get rid of gays. But it spread heavily in the black community because of down low brothers who were fucking gay dudes and brought it back to black women.
And it's just anal, yeah.
Yeah, so there's...
Prison rape.
I'm not going to say that I don't have blood on the wall evidence, but when you think of a way to try and eradicate a race, it's fucking brilliant. It's a fucking brilliant strategy. And if you want... All right.
Why wouldn't they just poison grape soda? Because that means white people don't drink grape soda.
Some of us drink, orange. There's other flavors. But
I'm just trying to picture who would be that evil and fucked up.
The of it is that it's so audacious nobody will fucking believe it, which is how they fucking get away with it.
Like someone created AIDS.
That's what they say.
I don't know.
I think it's plausible, dude.
That's like some Illuminati shit. Like, I want to know, like, who...
You look at the profitability of the fucking pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah, but look at how much money it costs.
Brilliant.
It's like...
It costs who? Costs me? Costs me to give you the fucking live with it. It's like...
Dude, condoms are like $4 for a 3-pack. I'm just kidding.
Some of you aren't going to wear them. What kind of cheap condoms are you wearing? Good Lord. Fucking AIDS crawl right through that fucking condom. Like, you look at a pharmaceutical company who's just making a little bit of money curing all the existing diseases, and
do zombies get AIDS? I'm sorry, but do zombies get AIDS?
Not the ones in World War Z.
Okay, we'll go on.
Spoiler alert. Zombie AIDS would suck, though.
I mean, vampires would all get AIDS because all they do is suck blood. You can't put condoms on a fang.
Right.
I think AIDS was started to eradicate the vampire population. If you're going to get rid of a population, all they do is fuck and drink blood. AIDS.
All right.
Transylvania 1984 was a scary time.
Would you fuck a chick just got turned zombie? Pussy's still fresh. Like, she just got bit like 20 minutes ago. She's full zombie mode now.
Right.
And you could tie her down and you could just take that fresh zombie pussy. Which you gotta wear a rubber because if the fluid's touching
No,
you,
I'm not into. I don't know. I might have ego issues or whatnot, but for me, I need the girl to like be super into it.
She's into you. She's screaming. She's resisting.
But she's tied down though.
Because she'll fucking bite you if you don't. She'll kill you.
But no, so she's into you. She's like, I really want to fuck you.
So
but
you're saying
you
that's not consent? A zombie
yeah,
trying
it seems
to
a
bite
little
you.
rapey.
It's a zombie. You got to murder it. So if you kill a zombie, that's murder.
See, this is the kind of hate speech.
I'm not saying you should rape a woman if she's a zombie. Let me.
No, I was just joking about the hate speech. I was doing a joke concept.
Rape is fine if she's a fucking zombie.
I know it could be a funny sketch is PC Zombies, where they're like, listen, there's been a lot of hate speech about zombies. You know what I mean?
Here's a better scenario that's not rapey.
Okay.
You're in the middle of having sex with her. She dies mid-stroke. Heart attack, whatever. She just has an asthma attack.
Right.
Dick is so good, asthma attack. She passes out.
Okay.
You're still hitting it. You think she's just into like some sexual tremor. And zombie.
She becomes a zombie.
She wakes up zombie 5 minutes later. Do you hold her down with your forearm, with your neck? Do you finish? Or do you just pull out right then?
I'm out. I'm gone. Are you kidding me? It's a fucking zombie.
Dick's already in, though. Your dick's already in her.
Like, nothing would be a bigger turnoff than a girl dying and becoming a zombie. I believe our guys in the booth are telling me that we've definitely gone even overtime because this has been a blast.
I would finish.
You'd finish? Okay, like, what if she's like, the only way I'd finish is if the girl was like, I can't believe I'm dying, I'm becoming a zombie, just make me come one more time. I'd be like,
That's a dying wish. That doesn't count.
Dying wish, I would do it.
Yeah, that's...
But if she was like, I'd be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
That's some make love to me before I die. That's like the vampire movies where they kiss before sunrise. And
Bro, I have a romantic heart.
She fucking disappears or whatever.
Yeah, maybe my cock could cure it. Maybe my cock could cure the zombie
shit. That would
shit.
be a good movie.
That'd be a good porno. If like girls are like becoming zombies, they need your cum so bad to not be a zombie.
So you just run around with like the cat, like
you got the magic stick.
cocking dead, and you just run around and just fuck zombies.
You can cure zombies with your dick.
But how do you explain that mid-stroke when that chick comes to and goes, "Why is this guy fucking ramming me?"
I'm like, I just saved your fucking life, and I just touch your cheek like that and go and enjoy. Go back to your family.
And on that note.
All right. This has been Riffing with Owen Benjamin and, of course, my good friend Roy Wood Jr. We are back on Sullivan and Son this season on TBS. Enjoy the shit out of it.
Season 3, June. In June.
And white people did not invent AIDS and crack. Good night, everybody.
Depends on who you ask.